So I'm excited to be here to show you guys some of the things about Botmock. For those of you who don't know about Botmock, we are as the name suggests, a prototyping tool for chatbot conversations. And one of the things that we are focused on, extremely focused on for the last few months has been on Facebook Messenger. But we recently launched support for Alexa and Google Home devices as well. So you can design your voice UI using our solution. So one of the things, jumping right into it, I went ahead and to save some time, started building a sample sort of flow of a bot, so we can focus on some parts of it and sort of talk about that. So what essentially you see is that in Botmock, one of the things that we wanted to do was the ability for designers, conversational designers, to be able to map out the conversation flows in as natural ways possible, but at the same time give them the ability to make sure that they're designing it for the platform and understanding the constraints that those platforms have, and then be able to present these to their customers or the stakeholders as quickly as possible and get feedback. So the entire experience is sort of grounded towards that. And what you see is our ability to sort of create these kind of drag and drop editor space. We support pretty much all the templates that the platform gives you. We're adding support for more as these platforms are evolving as well. And then allows you to actually create these kind of rich flowcharts, if you will. But these are sort of like smarter flowcharts. So one of the things that it does is the ability for it to sort of have smart labels on each connection. So if you have like a carousel with multiple details, you can actually say, hey, this is, this button on slide number this, so that our system understand what that means and can actually do a lot of fun stuff behind the scenes as well with it. Once you have these kind of things, and we'll actually create one scenario here just so we can connect with it. So, we present 3 button options to the user. So we want to be able to say, what happens when the user taps on sort by cheapest. So this would be, they want to do sort by cheapest. This one was, they want to set up a custom fare alert. And then let's create one for saying flight details. And we'll basically show them a web view, right? And we want to select, nope, that's not the one, this one. And then for each one of these components, you can actually edit pretty much everything that Facebook allows you to edit for the components itself. For WebView, for example, instead of us pointing to a URL and then hoping that you have the URL set up, and then as a designer, you're looking at it, it's like, well, I don't really have a web server and all that running. You can upload an image, and most of the designers would, just upload some kind of mock image that they've built in multiple design tools. But other than that, you're able to do some of the fun stuff around it. One of the cool things that we are able to do after this is to actually create a preview for a particular conversation path. So we'll do one, hopefully this won't. I'll create a new one here. Let's call it ATX demo. So in the preview path, as I said, it goes through one single path that you want to create a preview for. So let's say I want to do one for just the stakeholders, you guys, and show you guys one particular conversation path. Our system determines quickly and smartly what are the ways that you can go. So this one being a lot of just single threads. And then when you come to the point where there are multiple places or paths the user can take, we can keep on selecting, and it goes in and says, okay, this is the path that you want to showcase. And at the end, you don't have to go through the entire thing. You can stop at some place and say, this is all I want to show them. So then in the preview again, you can actually see an animated view of how the conversation will go. And as we move forward, we are adding more features such as being able to share this with your stakeholders so that you can have a unique link, and they will only see this particular animated video, not a video, but the play, and then they'll be able to give you feedback right on it so that they don't have to send you emails back and forth. You can invite your team members to join you in this project and be able to collaborate with you. You can download this as an image, or as I said, create a shareable link for this entire conversation map, make it public, private, have all the comments in one place. Really what a design and collaboration tool is supposed to do. But that's just for the Facebook. I just want to quickly show you guys for Alexa, which, yeah, let's do for Alexa. And for Alexa, one of the things that we have is we have support for the voice output. So let's see if you guys can actually hear it. You can say, hey, Alexa, what movies are playing near me? And then it'll be like something like there are currently 55 movies playing near you. Okay. Let's create a preview quickly. Why don't we change on height? Let's see this guy. And let's preview this.
Hey, Alexa, what movies are playing near me?
There are currently 55 movies playing near you.
So hopefully you guys could hear those audio outputs. But essentially using the same techniques that you use for Facebook. Well, in this case, because it's a voice-only interface with Alexa right now, we actually simulate the entire conversation for you using Amazon's API. We generate those voice files for you, and then you're able to actually see how the conversation flow goes. You can change the wording on it, create multiple variations of it, and take it from there. So coming back to not Alexa, but the travel one. One last thing that I want to show you guys is the ability to export it as a separate mock project. And that's a different view that we have. And essentially what a mock does is it takes that one conversation path and creates a preview board for you. And in this board, you are now independent of the tree, but you can actually customize it. You can create variations of it. So you can say things like, if somebody messages like that, do we want to insert some kind of emojicons to it? So things like that. And then you can test these with your customers and stakeholders and say, which one can convert better, or, which one is better to convey a message with. And that's just the starting point that we have. We are building a whole lot more features behind the scenes for it. Better collaboration. We're adding support for more platforms like Kik, like Slack. Somewhere down the road, a Microsoft Teams. Now that you've seen a little more demo of it, and Telegram, and pretty much every other messaging platform out there. The only other thing I can sort of talk about quickly is the Google Actions. Like Facebook, we support Google Actions multimodal views. So they have these UI elements that you can use that are both voice and device enabled, so they can visually be seen. And you're able to design the entire conversation flow. And we also support audio on Google Home devices. So you can actually run a simulation of audio only or text and audio like your Google Pixel devices. And as I said, as these platforms will evolve, we'll build more of these templates in so you can control them. That's pretty much a very quick overview of it.